I would have one of those also. I don't seem to have, I hid it from myself and Mr. Gonzalez. You ordered to stay away from 2151 Northeast.
Judge, he's not, I apologize for interrupting. He's no longer there. Corrections took him away.
Okay.
Utilize my right to be heard, and I'm representing myself, Your Honor. I just got back from the last courtroom where I was RR'd. Are you ready to hear what I have to say, Your Honor?
I am.
All right, cool. So, I would like to inform you, Your Honor, that there is two open lawsuits. One against this court system for wrongfully finding probable cause on police misconduct and violating my 6th and 14th Amendment and due process, which led to false imprisonment.
Uh-huh.
Against the Miami Beach Police Department for multiple false arrests where they have violated my constitutional rights and multiple United States laws. This situation is very serious, Your Honor, because I now have to file another lawsuit for attempted murder and attempted vehicle manslaughter. I say vehicle manslaughter because these two police officers that followed and stopped me November 6th is the same two police officers that watched me park my bike on 10th and Ocean, pace back and forth next to my bike on 10th and Ocean, and then hit me off my bike while they ran onto the sidewalk, also hitting two other pedestrians. So that was vehicle manslaughter. They never tried to attempt to pull me over. Like the A foreman said, they tried to, that I tried to evade them.
Uh-huh.
Tried to pull me over because if I tried to run away, why did I park my bike? And you see me park my bike on 10th Street. So look, let me continue. There's another one that I have to file for attempted murder because when they said put your hands behind your back, they prevented my hands from going behind my back while covering my face and mouth.
Uh-huh.
That is attempted murder. So now let me start. November 6th, right? And I've had this bike since February. November 6th, these officers witnessed me talking to three girls or whatever. They followed me for 3 blocks and then took the same right turn that I took. And then I made a U-turn onto the sidewalk and then they stopped following me. Then they approached me when I was talking to my friend on a bike lane on Ocean Drive between 11th and 10th Street. That is when they wrote the ticket. And they said, if I don't walk my bike home, my electrical bicycle, then I'll be arrested. So I walked my bike home and then went back to the same officer, Officer Rivera, after I did my research. And I told him that because my bicycle has pedals, it is considered an electrical bicycle. So if you try to arrest me for riding my electrical bicycle, I will file another lawsuit against you. And then I rode my bicycle November 6th. And no one said anything. I rode my bicycle November 7th. No one said anything. I've had this bike since February 8th. I've got pulled over for running a red light. I even called the sergeant, the regular officer and the sergeant. Never said my bike was not street legal. This was March. This was July where I got pulled over again. I requested the sergeant, the regular sergeant, and the regular officer and the sergeant. Never said that my bike was not street legal at all. So what I'm saying is, to you, you have a judicial code of conduct. You have to follow the law at all times. It's your duty to follow the law. And based on the 14th Amendment, I have the right to be treated equally. So if they're not arresting DoorDash drivers, Uber Eats drivers for riding their electrical bicycle, you cannot keep me in jail for riding my electrical bicycle. This is what I explained to the judge previously, and I got RR'd. And the public defender had did their research. They found out that with pedals, it's still considered an electrical bicycle. And I even informed this officer, and he even seen me riding southbound. He made eye contact with me November 8th on Saturday. He made eye contact with me while I was driving southbound on Ocean Drive. If I was riding something illegal, right? If I didn't go back up to him and tell him that if he tries to arrest me for riding my electrical bicycle, he will be sued. Why didn't he just pull me over? If what he said that happened on 9th Street, why didn't he pull me over? Why didn't he on his golf cart and pull me over? He did no such thing because that is a lie. He lied on the A form, and I'm proving it to you because I parked my bike down this 1 block away. So if I really tried to run away from the police, why did I park my bike 1 block away? And based on the fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine, anything that rooted from illegal activity cannot be used against me in the court of law. So all the charges has to be dismissed. From riding with a suspended license, I don't need a license to ride my electrical bicycle. Vehicle registration, I do not have to register my electrical bicycle. And driving with a license suspended, I don't need to have a valid driver's license to ride my electrical bicycle. And this all
Judge, on his traffic case, he received RR.
Well, good. Anyway,
yes. So what I'd like to say is that also Burger King is across the street from the police department. So no police officer can say that they don't see other electrical bicycles and other dirt bikes riding on the beach. So it's no excuse, not even just pouring it out that they lied on an A form. And it's all my workers. I even have a video. There was electrical bicycles passing by November 6th as they was writing me a ticket for my electrical bicycle, which was a blatant violation of my 14th Amendment. So they continue to write a ticket for my electrical bicycle as someone pulled over and said, "What's going on?" A restaurant worker that usually parks their electrical bicycle right there on Ocean Drive. You cannot be a police officer and say you don't see electrical dirt bikes riding on Ocean Drive and electrical bicycles riding on Ocean Drive, because there's 15-year-olds with electrical dirt bikes since last year that has been riding up and down Ocean Drive, and no one has said anything to them. So it would be a blatant violation to arrest me or harass me for riding my bike. So I would like to be all involved with this as well, because I'm not sure why it was divided into two judges at all. And the public defender already looked at the law. If you want to look at the law, based on the fact that my bike has pedals, is considered an electrical bicycle.
all right then. So it sounds to me like you've already raised a misdemeanor, Judge, about your pedals and your electrical bicycle. I myself am dealing with 4 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer, 1 count of resisting an officer without offering to do violence, 1 count of felony marijuana possession, and 1 misdemeanor arresting. So those are the cases I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Not that whether or not your bike has pedals on it.
I'd like to include, Your Honor, that my older brother passed away because someone hit him off his motorcycle, 2016. I would never run away from the police.
Uh-huh.
And the fact that they waited till I hopped on my bike to try to hit me, to try to build a false narrative like I was evading them, is completely illegal. They waited till I hopped back on my bike after seeing me hop off my bike. So that is what? Vehicle manslaughter. So now I have to file another.
It would only be vehicle manslaughter if you were dead, but you are quite chatty for a dead person. So I really can't find that you're dead.
Why did they attempt to murder me? They covered.
Ah, well, that's a horse of a different color. So what I have to deal with was what's written on the arrest affidavit, not your constitutional arguments, which may very well be filed in a different court on a different day. I have to deal with the 4 corners of the document there.
Yes, based on the 4 corners of it.
Based on the 4 corners of the document, I'm going to find probable cause on counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let me ask corrections. Was the resisting without violence dealt with in misdemeanor court or not? Well, that's
I would like to speak, Your Honor.
Stop! I'm trying to get an answer from corrections as to whether or not the resisting without violence was managed misdemeanor court or not.
Your Honor, if I have to pay any type of bond, then I will file another lawsuit against this court system.
Well, all righty then. Please feel free to do so. Probable cause is found on counts 1, 2, 3,
And the fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine,
and
that rooted from illegal activity, it cannot be used against me in a court of law.
well, that yes, it's
Understand that
the constitutional background for a motion to
Law.
suppress evidence that was seized. I read that case once. So counts 1 through 4, the bond is $2,000. Count 5, the bond is just $1,000. Count 6, the bond is just $1,000. Count 7 is an ROR.
Judge Victoria Singular,
I am Judge Victoria Sigler.
not RR.
All right.
I will file a tort.
Please feel free to file whatever things you think are appropriate.
And just like that, another courtroom disaster. This guy really thought throwing around lawsuits, amendments, and random legal terms would magically get his case dismissed. But instead, he just made things worse for himself. The judge wasn't confused. She just wasn't buying any of it. This is what happens when confidence is high but understanding is low. Now he's facing multiple serious charges, and none of that electric bicycle defense is going to save him. And trust me, the next case, it gets even more insane. So hit subscribe, drop your thoughts below, and stay tuned. Because in court, excuses don't work, only facts do.